Scotland, from shops to factories and former homes, all left untouched for years. Well, now a group of urban explorers want us all to find and document these sites. Called Abandoned Scotland, they're celebrating their first birthday by launching a photography competition. The co-founders of the website are Alistair McLean and Mark Began, and they're here now. Good morning to you both.
Good morning.
Alistair, tell us first of all, how did you get into this then?
First of all, we've always had a fascination with abandoned buildings since we were young, and kids always wanted to get in and see what was in there.
Haunted houses, that kind of thing?
Yeah, exactly, yeah. And we're kind of living that as adults now. Just go around and see what we can see and what's been not seen for years.
Is it easy, Mark, to gain access to places like this?
Yeah, relatively. It really depends just on the location. Some places are boarded up and we can't obviously enter. But there's quite a lot of places that just have like easy access, which is quite surprising for some of these kind of bigger buildings.
Have you got favourite places, Alistair?
Yeah, I'm kind of a bit of a train tunnel freak. I love underground. Glasgow holds numerous train tunnels, and there can be many found all across Scotland.
You've got to be careful, they are abandoned, so before you head in there, I guess.
Yes, definitely, yeah.
Actually, we've been looking at your website, and I know David's been looking as well. I mean, I was actually quite taken with some of the Glasgow Clyde Tunnel pictures, which you took. Is that the cycle tunnel that you've detailed there?
Yeah, that's the cycle tunnel that runs underneath the kind of main road tunnels.
Yeah, I'd never been in there, and I have to say, I don't particularly want to visit after seeing the pictures.
It's actually more welcoming once you're in there, and it is actually quite regularly used. There's a lot of people I had to wait to get out of shot before taking the photographs.
To make it look abandoned.
Yeah.
Mark, I was going to ask Mark actually, it's interesting, isn't it? Because when we talk about the Clyde Tunnel, it's this idea that you can go behind something that you're familiar with and discover a whole extra layer that's there.
That's exactly it. I mean, some of these places, maybe they aren't abandoned, but they're just not used regularly. So it's good to kind of capture that and, get photographs and videos of these places to show to other people.
Do you have a particular favourite, Mark?
I think my favourite's always been Frost Park. It's demolished now, but just being a football fan and then going to this stadium, and seeing the old documentation and the old stand and whatnot.
It's really evocative, isn't it? This idea that this kind of field of dreams has just been forgotten about.
Yeah, also Alex Ferguson started his managerial career there as well, so it does have a kind of historical feel. To the place.
Evocative is one word, but sad would be another word. I mean, do you not look at some of these places, Alistair, and wish that somebody would come along and restore them to their old glory?
Certainly, a lot of these places, the architecture, they're just majestic and absolutely beautiful, and some of them unfortunately are left to rot, and the owners or whoever's responsible for them may not have the finances to upkeep.
You're really documenting social history here, aren't you? That's what you're doing.
Well, that's pretty much, yeah.
But is it legal?
Yes, well, we try and keep on the right side of the law.
Always a good place to be.
Yes, definitely. Both of us don't want to lose our livelihoods. We're not going to risk it for the sake of a photograph or a video. We always stick on the right side. We haven't ever forced entry to a premise. We only go into the ones that we can walk straight into.
And Mark, what happens to your archive ultimately? Because, I was talking about this being social history.
Yeah.
Surely it needs to end up somewhere where future generations can look
Well,
back
that's
at
exactly it. I think that was the priority when we first looked at it, to kind of archive these places for future generations, and things like YouTube are obviously taking off and Facebook are taking off. So to document these in the current websites, I think is a priority at the moment, but obviously moving them on in the future to other places as well.
Well, Alistair, tell us what you want the public to do then as part of this photography competition.
We're posting tweets on Twitter and messages on Facebook, and we're just looking for our followers just to share these messages, and they'll be in with a chance of winning a mounted print of their choice from our Abandoned Scotland Flickr collection.
Right, so you're not actually physically looking for people to go and take the pictures, you're quite happy to do that yourselves?
Yeah, we're more than happy. We also encourage our followers to contribute as well, and we welcome certainly guest articles on our blog, people who have gone out and visited places, not just Scotland, however that's our kind of primary target.
Yeah, I suppose that's one of the difficulties, Mark. I mean, there are just so many of these sites, and they're right across Scotland, that despite your enthusiasm, there's just no way you're ever going to get to all of them.
Well, that's it. I think that's where the community aspect comes into it. I mean, we started it just like ourselves, but at the moment it's kind of expanding, and more people are sharing pictures on Facebook sharing videos, and I think that's an important part of it, is building a community about it, so that we can actually get to see different places through this different kind of media.
Well, David and I certainly have been fascinated looking at the pictures on your website this morning. Just tell people how they can get in touch. How do they go about getting in touch with you guys and looking at these pictures?
Well, they can go on Facebook and give us a like there. Everything kind of centres around that, so they can email us, and there's email links and various other things in the Facebook page. So if they go on Facebook, they can see all our media there.
And if they want to contact us, our email address is at abandonedscotland@gmail.com.
Okay, well, I'm sure you will be inundated with people who want to be part of this fascinating project. Alistair and Mark from Abandoned Scotland, thank you both for joining us. 11 minutes to